This is ABC 15 Mornings.
A tense night in the valley after gun violence erupts in 3 separate communities.
Hundreds of coronavirus cases and counting. China is getting right to work on a treatment center.
Will the coin flip be heads or tails? What color will the Gatorade be? We're taking a look at the popular prop bets ahead of the Super Bowl. It's always fun just to think of all of those crazy little things.
It's getting exciting.
A lot that goes into it. We want to thank you for starting your weekend off with us bright and early on ABC 15 Mornings. I'm Nohelani Graff.
And I'm Megan Thompson, and I'm tracking that most accurate forecast for you on your Saturdays. You look ahead to what weekend plans you may have. Hopefully they're outdoor, because if you do, look at the running, hiking, and biking forecast for you. I'm giving you the green light all across the board. Of course, if you're running, make sure you hydrate. Hiking, wear some layers, because you're going to need to shed those throughout the day. We're going to warm into the 70s, so a beautiful day on tap. For biking, you have some nice dry roads. No rain in our forecast right now. Here are the current conditions all across the valley. You can see most of us are in the 40s except for Fountain Hills at 52 degrees there, 44 degrees in Peoria, 41 in Laveen, 46 degrees in Gilbert, 42 in Queen Creek, and 48 degrees in Cave Creek. Coming up, I'm going to show you futurecast that shows some cloud cover coming our way and maybe bringing a storm to the high country. I'll walk you through that coming up.
Now we want to get to our big story from the East Valley this morning. A tense situation at a busy shopping center in Queen Creek. Witnesses say this started as a shoplifting incident, but it ended with a police shooting. The shopping center was packed with shoppers yesterday afternoon as this happened. A man reportedly ran into the TJ Maxx store, stole something, and then ran to his car. Well, then undercover officers from Goodyear confronted that man and another woman who were in the car. The suspects refused officers' commands, ramming the officers' vehicle with theirs as they tried to get away. Officers opening fire, hitting the man who is expected to survive. The woman was arrested. As to why undercover Goodyear police were out there in the East Valley, we are told it was part of an ongoing case. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has since taken over that investigation. Now, just hours after that shooting, 2 more violent encounters on opposite sides of the valley. First, one in Scottsdale, where police there opened fire on a man who they say pulled a gun and was acting erratically. The officer's bullet missed, but the man then shot himself near Scottsdale and Pinnacle Peak. He was rushed to the hospital. And then a short time later, another incident involving 3 people who were shot near 59th Avenue in Glendale. Police say those men were in some kind of dispute when the shots were fired. One of those men has died and no arrests have been made.
New this morning, a car completely destroyed after it burst into flames near the I-17 in McDowell overnight. So far, no word on what caused the fire or if anyone inside the vehicle was hurt. The fire did shut down the intersection, but it is back open right now. New details coming in on a plane crash near Payson. 3 people on board. This is in Mazatzal Mountains, about 10 miles southwest of the town. Take a look at this video from our Cliff Castle chopper. It's a very, very remote area. You can see a first responder making the slow trek down the mountain. We just circled it for you there to see. And at the bottom, several pieces of wreckage. It's hard to imagine anyone could survive. But we're told 2 of the 3 people did. They're in Valley hospitals right now. However, 59-year-old Blaine Matthews from Mesa, he did not make it. Federal investigators will be heading to the scene to sort out what caused this small plane to go down in the first place.
Coronavirus concerns. Of course, this is something you're starting to hear a lot more about as the number of cases jumps to nearly 1,300 and the death toll keeps rising as well. At least 41 people now confirmed dead overseas. Here in the U.S., a second case has been reported. A Chicago woman in her 60s now in isolation at the hospital after returning from China. And new this morning, China is working to combat the virus on its end by building a hospital that will specifically treat those patients who have contracted the disease. And get this, it is only going to take them 6 days to complete that new hospital. The new hospital is going to have about 1,000 beds to treat people who are sick.
Now to the impeachment showdown. House managers are pushing for new witnesses in the trial, including John Bolton, who has said he would testify if subpoenaed. ABC's Mary Bruce has more from the Hill.
Democrats are making their final push, honing in on obstruction of Congress.
President Trump tried to cheat. He got caught, and then he worked hard to cover it up.
Democrats charge President Trump pressured Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden by withholding nearly $400 million in security aid, and that the White House only released that funding after Congress was made aware and started investigating.
Instead of halting the president's corrupt scheme, they worked overtime to conceal it from the American people. There's a toxic mess at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Democrats say the president's obstruction went further, defying subpoenas and blocking top officials from testifying. And they're imploring Republicans to allow them to call new witnesses now, like former National Security Advisor John Bolton.
These witnesses have important firsthand testimony to offer, and the American people overwhelmingly want to hear what they have to say.
That decision will likely come down to these key Republican senators. One of them, Lamar Alexander of Tennessee, sounded impressed by what he's heard, but he's keeping his cards close.
I think the House managers have done a good job of making their arguments, but that doesn't mean I will agree with them.
And you can watch it all unfold right here on ABC 15. That trial set to resume around 8 this morning. That means our 8 a.m. hour of ABC 15 Mornings will air on your favorite streaming devices.
Across Arizona now, Maricopa County's top prosecutor bringing attention this week to the serious issue of human trafficking.
This is happening in our schools. It's happening when our children are walking home from school. They're being preyed upon.
County Attorney Alistair Adele holding this event for Human Trafficking Awareness Month. She tells us trafficking happens every day in the Valley, not just when big events like the Super Bowl come to Arizona. So if you or someone you know needs help or you suspect they do, you can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. The number is on your screen right now. It is available 24/7. Now let's head near Kingman. $2 million worth of drugs discovered when Mojave County Sheriff's deputies tried to conduct a routine traffic stop. We're told instead of stopping, a man in a black SUV threw out that suitcase right there, and you can see it was full of counterfeit oxycodone pills that were believed to be laced with fentanyl. When deputies were finally able to catch up, they found a second suitcase inside the vehicle holding 20 pounds of meth. The driver and a 17-year-old passenger were both arrested.
The city of Mesa calling it an act of God, but we're learning they paid out a $1.6 million settlement to 140 people whose homes and property were hit by this 100-year flood back in 2014. The Arizona Republic reporting the money was sent out just before Christmas. The lawsuit alleged the retention basin at Emerald Park was built improperly, causing the water to flow into the surrounding neighborhood. A lawsuit against ADOT over a drainage canal that didn't collect much of the water is still ongoing.
Young people in the Valley are honoring the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today at a special event at Phoenix College. The 51st annual MLK Youth Celebration is going to offer workshops, enrichment, youth networking, and entertainment for everyone who attends. The event is being hosted by the Phoenix College NAACP and the Black Student Union. Also celebrating diversity with unity. Today, Valley cities are gathering for the annual Unity Walk and Diversity Festival at Tempe Beach Park. Families, schools, community groups, and church groups are all going to be walking with signs promoting mutual respect and understanding. The festival starts at 4:30 late this afternoon, with that walk starting at 6. So watch for them and their signs out around Tempe Town Lake and Tempe Beach Park. And you're saying it's actually going to be a great day for all of them and all of those events.
Absolutely. If they're walking this morning, if they're walking this afternoon, if they're walking this evening. all good, I promise. So it's looking
Perfect.
awesome if you have any outdoor activities. Let's take a look at some of the current temperatures right now all across the valley. Mostly in the 40s, just 50 there to 52 in Fountain Hills right now. And like I said, we're going to have beautiful conditions later on today. 49 degrees right now, humidity at 71% for you. The wind is calm, just about 5 miles per hour. I do want to walk you through Futurecast as you do have some of those afternoon and evening plans as well. You're going to notice a little bit more cloud cover. This is Saturday right around 6 p.m. So today, right around when that walk starts, you can see that hover of cloud cover over the Phoenix area. And as I move Futurecast into motion, you can see that sticks around through tomorrow as well. I'm going to walk you through how that impacts your temperatures coming up in that full, most accurate forecast. Now, we also want to talk about we're just a week away from the Super Bowl. And for some, the most exciting part is actually the prop bets.
So Las Vegas sports books have been getting all kinds of traffic right now because people love to make those more unique bets. I mean, obviously you can bet on the two teams, but there are some more obscure ones that people are booking right now.
I didn't know about any of this, so this is really interesting. The list is nearly endless too. It includes things like who will win the game's MVP award and what type of penalty will be accepted first. But that's just the beginning. You can also predict the length of the national anthem.
That's different.
The color of the Gatorade bath, and how many commercials will include a dog. I hope many.
That's a good one.
Plenty of things to watch for then on Super Bowl Sunday, so you can keep that all in mind as you're watching the game, what people are betting on.
Or start your own family pool now with some of those, make it more interesting. And before the Super Bowl next weekend, of course, is the Pro Bowl. You can watch that right here on ABC 15. That's tomorrow already. And of course, there are a couple of Cardinals in the game too. Chandler Jones is going for his third time. Buda Baker will be in it for his second time. We also have a cheerleader representing the Cardinals, so definitely a game to watch. And it's always a fun one because the pressure's off, so they always have a really good time with the Pro Bowl.
Oh, absolutely, and it gets us ready for the Super Bowl as well. We love it. Hey, up next here on ABC 15 Mornings, they were dubbed church harassers, taunting immigrants as they are taken to Valley churches. Now they're being hit with a lawsuit.
Also, Tinder is now looking to protect its users when they're on a date.
And the search for answers this morning after a deadly blast that damaged hundreds of homes.
A deadly and massive warehouse explosion in Houston, killing at least 2 people, and the images are absolutely stunning. Officials say more than 180 homes were damaged, leaving hundreds of families with nowhere to go. You can see the images here, fires everywhere. Debris was actually scattered for half a mile. The explosion happening early yesterday morning at a manufacturing plant. Officials are now saying it was likely caused by leaking propylene. It's a highly flammable gas that is dangerous to even breathe in. The 2 people who were killed are believed to be workers at that plant. For the third weekend in a row, a winter storm is making its way across the country. In the Midwest, a wintry mix of snow and rain are making travel conditions really difficult there. You can see why. More than 20 million people are under a winter weather advisory from Kansas to Wisconsin and parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. My mother-in-law is in Kansas City and sent me 2 photos yesterday just from her front living room window. Everything, it looks gorgeous to look at, so pretty. Everything is blanketed in white. I said, I hope that you have enough food that you can just hibernate for the rest of the weekend and not go anywhere.
What did she say?
She said, that's exactly what I'm doing.
She needs to turn on the TV, turn on
you
the
don't want to
heater.
go anywhere when it's like that.
Well, plus it's also dangerous. Not only is it just you can't get out, think about that rain and how the roads are.
Snow and ice.
See, and this is why we live where we live.
Truly.
And this time of year is what we get to brag about. I know everyone hates the summers, but today is what we get to enjoy. As we turn now to that most accurate forecast for you right here in the valley, you can see we have beautiful conditions on tap for us today. Take a live look right now for us. Taking a look at the city of Phoenix, 49 degrees right now there. Mesa, 50 degrees. Glendale, 44. Goodyear, 42 degrees right now. We're still waiting for that sunrise right around 7:30 for you today. Here's your valley planner for you as well, so you can plan this Saturday. So we'll stay in the 40s, 49 degrees by 8 a.m. We'll finally warm above that. Right around that noon hour, we'll get to 64 degrees, and we'll start to see some more clouds come our way, but also some sunshine as well. By 4 p.m., we'll hit our forecasted high of 74 degrees. So it'll be warm, but absolutely beautiful compared to other parts of the country. By 8 p.m., 63 degrees, clear skies for you as well. But I want to show you Futurecast because we do have some cloud cover that will kind of come in and out through your weekend. So you see this cloud cover sitting over the Phoenix area. This is this afternoon with what I put Futurecast into motion at 2 p.m. for you. And then we see it move out and then some more clouds come into the evening hours and into tomorrow. So today, here's your forecasted highs all across the state. 66 degrees in Kingman, 61 degrees in Prescott for you today. We're in the 70s to the west and 77 degrees for you in Yuma. Flagstaff, good morning to you. Your forecasted high today is 49 degrees, 58 degrees in Payson, 51 in Show Low, and 68 degrees in Safford. So as we take a look to tomorrow, as you continue to make your weekend plans, we're on repeat mode here in the valley at 74 degrees for our forecasted high. 60 in Sedona, 50 degrees in Flagstaff tomorrow. We stick in the 70s as well to the west. To the east, 55 in Show Low, 53 in Window Rock, and 67 degrees in Safford tomorrow. Here's that Futurecast showing kind of why those temperatures are the way that they are. We have a high pressure system, to our southwest, and that is bringing the 70s to us, and also a storm system coming our way potentially for the high country as well. As I put Futurecast into motion, you start to see it peaking up in the corner there on the evening of Sunday, and then it sticks around getting more heavy in the morning as well. So we're keeping tabs on that for you in the high country, potentially bringing snow and rain your way. But the valley stays clear. We just see that cloud cover through the weekend as well as I move through Futurecast through the rest of the week there. Here's your 7-day forecast for you. So again, we're on repeat mode. You will see those clouds come your way as well. Then Monday, some breezes return as well. 72 degrees for your forecasted high to start your work week again. We stick in the 70s through this 7-day here. Breezes back again on Wednesday with temperatures right around 70 degrees. And then by Friday, we warm to 73 degrees.
In the Midwest, tell them to come. Tinder is rolling out a new feature that is meant to keep users safe when they're out on a date. It's a panic button that's soon going to be part of the app. Users will have the option of having their location tracked, and if they press that panic button, authorities will be notified. Tinder is also going to be offering check-ins to make sure users are safe. The new safety features are going to be available at the end of this month. Apple wants you to hit the gym more often. They're doing this by linking those of you who wear the Apple Watch with gyms and health clubs. It's called Apple Watch Connected, and it's launched with several chains. And now gym goers can earn perks like gift cards, reduced membership fees when you meet or exceed your exercise goals. A fight over words on social media heating up with one East Valley community's HOA. What happened when we showed up to the board meeting? Plus, a tense situation at Sky Harbor Airport, how one person managed to hold up several flights. An anti-immigration group based in the Valley has been ordered by a judge to pay up. Patriot Movement Arizona is accused of harassing Valley churches helping asylum seekers after their release from Border Patrol custody. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, PMAZ must end all contact with these churches and pay $750 in damages. A similar group, Arizona Patriots, received a virtually identical order back in September. Fined for bad-mouthing their HOA. This is a big talker in the Valley right now. Some new developments happening out in Gilbert, where the HOA board for the Val Vista Lakes community was set to have an emergency meeting last night. But when we showed up, we're told it was canceled. Our Cameron Pullum tried to talk to someone leaving. Watch what happened.
We had several residents reach out to us with letters. We wonder if you had a comment. Nothing for us tonight. Why was the board meeting canceled? No idea. Do you stand by the letters?
So the guy in that car wouldn't confirm if he was on the board, but a photo of one of the board members sure does bear a striking resemblance. At least 11 residents were sent letters telling them, threatening them, in fact, with daily fines if they don't remove comments from a community Facebook page criticizing board members. We spoke with State Representative Kelly Townsend, who says this is just another example of what can go wrong with some HOAs.
It seems like every year there's something that goes on with one of the HOAs, and we love our HOAs for many reasons, but one of the reasons we don't love them is when they overreach their authority.
We've reached out to the Val Vista Lakes board several times to get their side of the story, but they still haven't given us a response.
Right now, a Gilbert man preparing for experimental brain surgery that could either change his life or end it. 3 years ago, Jason Levy fell more than 400 feet off a cliff, and he's been dealing with the serious after effects ever since. So next month, he'll take part in an experimental surgery at Stanford University. Probes will be put on his brain, giving him constant stimulation. While Levy says he's hopeful, he also says he understands the risk of any brain surgery. He tells us if the procedure is successful, he wants to be a motivational speaker, encouraging others who have suffered serious physical trauma. The Valley is a growing place, and finding affordable housing is definitely a challenge. For the first time since 2016, Chandler is opening up its Section 8 housing wait list. The city initially planned to open it back in October, but had to put that on hold. The wait list opens this Monday at 8 a.m. when the city will begin accepting applications for the Federal Housing Assistance Program. Applicants will have to meet income requirements to be eligible and provide Social Security numbers, birth dates, and proof of income for all family members. Applications will close at noon on February 10th. You have to submit online at applychandlerhousing.com.
Want to get to some hot topics this morning. This is for all the 80s and 90s babies out there. We are calling Luigi, Mario, and Princess Peach fans.
Who's your go-to player?
Oh, man. Later on, Yoshi.
Good choice.
Yoshi,
Good choice.
But always a classic with Mario.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you couldn't go wrong with him. In the early days, it was all Mario.
I had to fight everyone for Princess Peach. I thought Daisy was super annoying, you know?
And never Bowser. Never.
No, never Bowser.
Now, if you know any of these names that we're talking about, then that means you are ready for Universal's upcoming attraction.
Which means we are. Comcast has announced it is creating a new park based on Nintendo characters. The video game company is behind one of the best-selling video game series of all time, Super Mario Brothers. Super Nintendo World will open this year in Osaka, Japan. Another will then be launched here in the U.S. in 2023. That will go up in Universal Orlando in Florida.
But will the mushrooms supersize you? That's what I want to know.
I think they will. I think technology is really advanced for this.
This next video is definitely lighting up your news feed online. You've probably seen it already. Watch as a 9-month-old tries her very first, this is amazing, ice cream cone.
I love this video so much you cannot watch it enough. You can tell by Blakely's bug eyes and grabby hands that zoom in
to me
that she really enjoyed her very first taste of ice cream. Mom says this is pretty typical that her daughter is always very expressive. I can't wait to see all the other foods that she's going to try.
I just like her eyes get so big, and then there's this moment of pain because it's probably freezing, but then she's like, no, more.
I'm going to keep
all
going
the
through
ice
the pain.
She is my spirit animal.
She is.